Right, so IP ratings. What is an IP rating? Well, IP is Ingress protection, okay, and it's a international standard that's been set out, and devices can get rated accordingly. So you might send the device off to a lab, it might be self-certified, okay, and it's the device is given an IP rating, Ingress protection, and it's 2 digits, okay, which will then tell you what your device is then protected against. So the first digit in the IP ratings, this is Ingress, okay, so this is foreign objects. So this is like dust, dirt, sand, or you've got none at all. Okay, so there's different levels, okay, and it goes down into like little sizes. So it could be a 1mm object, it's protected from entering the device, for example. So that's your first digit in your IP ratings. Now your second digit, this is the moisture rating, okay, and this is how it can take moisture and at what angles and how much. So your IP ratings will tell you for your electrical device what weather it can take. So can you fly a drone in rain is a typical question. Now, where would you find out if your drone has this rating? Put the answers in the video below, because I've led you down the garden path as far as I can. It will probably be an exam question, okay. What is an IP rating, for example? Will be a typical exam question. It could be, where will you find an IP rating for your aircraft, for your drone? Okay, so IP ratings, it's about ingress protection, and it's defined. I'll put a link below to the table in the description. I'll put a link to the actual ingress protection table should you want to solidify your knowledge on it a bit more. Okay, and that's IP ratings in a nutshell. So things we've not touched on. So METARs and TAFs for airports, not needed in my opinion. Some RAEs will probably put them in their course just to blow it out a bit or put a bit of padding around it. I have flown on many airfields and I have never read a METAR or a TAF or even looked at them. I don't know how to read one, and I don't really want to, because they are based actually for the airfield itself. Okay, if you're 3 kilometres away or 5 kilometres away, do you care what's going on at that airfield? Because I don't. I care about where I am, and we know how to find that information now, don't we? We use an app, or Rain Today, or you know, we're going to use some sort of app to look, and we're going to check the weather forecast before we go out. And finally, the last thing we care about again is the weather going to get worse or better? That's it. Okay, we've not gone too deep into Synoptic Charts. Okay, so again, not needed for the A2CFC. Some RAEs may cover it, technically not required. Synoptic map, you know, it's just the black lines of the isobars. It's got the weather fronts on it. Do you have to know them? Not really. I'll put one up here, okay. But yeah, Synoptic Charts is not something that you have to cover when you do an A2CFC course. Probably would cover it in GVC course, okay, but I'll put a link below in the description. So if you want to look at more at Synoptic Charts, etc., I'll put a link below so you can go and have a look if you want. Okay, but other than that, this is it. That's the weather module for the A2CFC. So not too in depth, okay, because you don't have to go too in depth. You just need a baseline sort of knowledge base. You need to know what weather you can fly in, how do you find out what weather you can fly in, and it's about safety and keeping your aircraft flying within those limitations and understanding what happens in cold weather, wet weather. It's not just about the aircraft, remember, it's also about you. So correct protection that we've covered, you know, so suntan lotion if needed, or bigger jackets if needed to keep that cold away, okay, keeping your batteries warm, okay, the effect that cold weather will have on your mobile devices all the way through to your drone's batteries, icing on props. These are all things you have to be aware of, okay, and these questions will pop up in your exams, okay. So it's a general overview, okay, and if you do an A2 CFC course and you go, well, you missed this out or you missed that out, remember, all RAEs are slightly different. The CAA will sign off to that RAE their course. The CAA does not give an RAE a course to do. That'd be too easy. What they do is all the RAEs write the course and put what they think the CA want in it. The CA go through their checklist. If you hit everything, that's fine, but you can put more in than what the CA would want. So this is a general overview of a A2 CFC weather module, okay, and I will start on the other modules shortly. So we'll have air law coming up, we'll have the operational ones and things like that. So it's all yet to come, okay. So subscribe if you want notifying about more videos on this that's coming up, okay. Right, take care and stay flying.